Hello and welcome to Get a Grip with me, Angela Scanlon.
And me, Vicky Patterson.
This is the podcast where we get loud about the realities of womanhood.
And basically dive headfirst in the chaos of life.
So if you're sick of being told to pipe down or calm down, or dare I say it,
get a grip, then you're exactly where you need to be.
Yes, you are. Grab a drink, pull up a chair and let's get into it. Oh, sorry, I just want to say off the bat, you in Le Versace, looking like a little 90s ride.
Oh, that might be my favourite compliment ever.
Honestly.
Thank you.
It was giving Liz Hurley.
Do you know what, babe? So so first things first, I've tried a new stylist.
Okay.
And she's just a dream. I love my old stylist as well. It's such a hard thing to get right, like dressing someone else. So like hats off to people who do it. And also just, acknowledging my privilege there. But she is fab. Like so excited. Like I've never worn anything designer on a red carpet ever. And obviously with this being like the Devil Wears Prada, quite high fashion, like we felt like it was she felt rather, I'm making it sound far more collaborative than it was. She felt like it was the right time to do it. But do you know, Irk was in Balmain as well.
I know.
And they were both eBay, Ange.
They were both what?
eBay. So we just rented them. Yeah.
You could rent on eBay.
Apparently so, yes, sustainable. So we rented, returned, blah, blah, and it was great. I mean, when am I going to wear that again? Do you know what I mean? So all the
it's a one and done, babe.
Absolutely.
But like hang it in the bathroom.
But put it in the Louvre.
Put it in the Louvre.
Put it in the Louvre.
Put it in the loo.
I loved it though, mate. I felt great.
Sorry, cut to the main event. Okay, you felt great. You looked great. We got the pictures.
Yep.
And then,
just a side note, the film is class.
Okay, right.
The film is class. I have to be so honest, right? Because the first one, it's so much to live up to, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I heard Meryl Streep interviewed about it recently and she was like, they came back a couple of years. Because it's like 20 years.
23 years.
Which is staggering. Like, they look unbelievable.
Mate, unreal. I couldn't believe it. Irk had never seen the first one because, why would he? He loved the second.
Yeah.
We went home that night and put the first one on. I was like, I can't wait to tell all the lads you've asked to watch this. This is fantastic.
That's so cute. But she had said that they were trying, because obviously after the success of the first one, they were trying to like get it out quick. And Meryl Streep was like, well, we all got quite busy after that film.
Understandable.
And there needed to be a reason. And there never was until 2 years ago. She was like, it literally happened.
It all just fell into place.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when I was watching the first, and then obviously I'd seen the second. I was like, they've not aged. Yeah. They've not aged. It's phenomenal. Like, Meryl in particular is a true testament to what happens when you're just like an unproblematic, talented, lovely woman.
Honestly.
Like ageless, mate. It's fantastic. But when I watched the first one back, I was like, there is more meat in the first one.
Okay.
The second one is very much like, it's for the fans. Like, you're watching it because it's nostalgic. The fashion is unbelievable. I seen a little interview the other day from the woman who like curates it all. And she just said like barely nobody wanted to be involved in terms of like high fashion designers in
first
the first
time round. Yeah,
nobody. And then the second one, she was like, it was just like dump trucks, like everybody dying to be involved. And you can
cameos galore.
Oh yeah. Well, Donatella's in it.
Okay.
Gaga's in it.
Yeah.
Just to name but a few. But yeah, it is a spectacle, and it's got everything you'd want. Emily Blunt plays a
meatier
blender.
than Sex and the City.
Oh, 110%.
Okay.
Emily Blunt is my favourite.
I love her so much.
Every time she comes on, and she looks exquisite. Her character is really tongue-in-cheek.
Is she still the same character, basically?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
but she's older. She's found her feet. She's got like she's after a bit of revenge.
Ooh.
I know.
Against who?
Miranda. I know. I can't say anything else. Yeah.
And sorry, is Anne Hathaway now still plugging away in fashion?
No. God,
I feel like she's a human rights lawyer or some shit. Like, there was a worthiness about her that like didn't really align.
Well, they stayed true to that character arc, and she went away and became like a journalist. And I feel like it's the spoilers. I'm so sorry.
Don't worry. Everyone who wants to have seen it. They wore a red dress and they went and they thought it was Barbie. It's fine.
So she is like being a very like worthy, like newsworthy journalist. Yeah, she's sort of like really followed that path, and very understandably so, because that was always where her heart was, wasn't it?
I love how into Anne Hathaway you are. Like it's a real thing. She really, really connected with those type of deep human stories. So I'm so glad that it worked out for her.
Andrea, I loved her, man. I loved her. She gets pulled back into Runway's sort of like
world.
Orbit.
Okay.
Yes. I won't ruin it. And they end up working together again. And there's sort of all the like pitfalls and hijinks and
the curly-haired lad, not
Adrian Grenier.
No, not him. Because everyone agreed with you on socials.
Yes,
about him being a bad neggy boyfriend who was
the
trying
villain.
to kill her vibe.
He's not in it.
The other lad, who looks a bit like Dr. McDreamy, curly hair.
Oh, I know exactly who you mean.
Older guy.
Simon Baker.
That's the fella.
No, he's not back. He was the bastard.
Was he?
He was a bastard in the first one. Yeah, he was with Jacqueline going to try and steal Meryl's job.
Jacqueline. Yeah. Oh, he was a horrible little fuck.
He was, babe. And I can't shake it that I feel like he looked like Mr. Tumnus from The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe.
Oh, yeah, it's the hairline.
It is. It's the fair colouring as well.
Yeah, I do like a fair colouring.
Yeah, you say I'm more of a swarthy kind of girl. But anyway, it's so worth going to see it.
Okay.
Me and him popped to the after party afterwards.
Here we go, sorry.
Which we never do. I'm always like, I've got work tomorrow, blah, blah, I can't be arsed, and Eric's always fucking seething because he's
loves just getting going.
He loves to make a night of it. So anyway, we went. It was at the National Portrait Gallery, which was such a it was all very chic. They'd done it well. Who did we see? So we're with Rylan, or with JB and his wife Chloe, and we're just having a drink and a chat and that. And I was like, this is odd. Like, this is like, we're all swanning around in Versace in the fucking National Portrait Gallery. Like, can we just go home and get room service? He was like, yeah. So as we were walking out, Donatella Versace's walking in. Gagged, I know. I am gagged. And she is like, phenomenal, like whatever she's had done, facelift rumors, whatever, fucking great.
Okay, but like looks not pinched, looks like
mate, she just looks great, just like half her age. So she's got like a whole entourage of like security, and I'm assuming everybody else, like makeup artists, agents, publicists, everything. And I was like stopped by them initially, so she could walk in as we were trying to leave, and I just stood there and I was like in awe. In fairness,
were you like that?
doing a pause. Donna, oi! Don't know if you've seen. No, honestly, mate, I was just in awe, and she stopped and she went, beautiful dress.
Also, I'd say she's a hard old woman to please.
Well, mate, it doesn't even stop there. So me and him are dying, like I was like, can you believe that just happened? Like, Urk is as like fucking thrilled as I am. He's such a, like, he's my biggest hype man. And then her entourage was still going out because there was so many of them. And like one of the women at the back was like, it looks like you've had a really good night. And I was like, Donatella just told me she liked my dress. Oh. And she was like, she never forgets a piece, like, never forgets a dress. She never forgets her work. And like they all just went in. And then of course I was out. I was like on the phone to everyone. I was telling the stylist. I was telling me ma.
Let's go. We're staying out, Urk.
I was telling everybody. Went home that night, and she actually commented on my Instagram as well. Oh. Gorgeous, I think she said. Oh, stunning, she said. Honestly, life made. She's such an icon. So, it was fantastic.
That is cool.
Go and see the film as well. Everyone will love it.
Okay, I need to go. Is it appropriate for an 8-year-old?
I don't think it's not appropriate.
Okay.
I was like in pubs with a hooch by 10, so maybe I'm not the best person to ask. But
I haven't started her on Blue Wicked. Should I wait?
Oh, you're fucking late to the game, mate. She's not lived. No, I do think she'll love it. It's all the fashion's just so fun.
Yeah, and nostalgia. I think for myself, it's hard to find things that you can both go to. Obviously, that Wandering Tree or whatever it's called. What was that one?
I don't know. Was that Nicola McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Yes, I think
Nicola
I know what
Coughlan, but yes. Oh,
sorry.
Also Nicola McLaughlin hosted Saturday Night Live. I watched it.
Was it good?
In the bath the other night. Chef's kiss.
Babe,
she was absolutely brilliant.
I've been loving all of SNL.
It's very, very good.
It's funny, isn't it?
It's really funny.
I love the sketches and everything.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And also, I don't know whether you've found this. You remember there was like a period, and I know they say that television viewing and consumption of media, whatever, has all gone where it's on demand, right? Mm-hmm. And I get that. Okay, so that like linear television is dead. I find myself more and more wanting to watch something now that I know on some level is being watched by people in exactly the same moment.
Are you looking for a sense of connection, or is this just an act of rebellion because you hate to be doing what everyone else is doing?
This is true.
I feel like there's an element of that involved.
But you know what? I actually think I was on Sky the other night and I was like, usually we'll follow, I want to watch Hacks, the news. Like,
oh, I know, I love Hacks.
I love it so much.
I love Hacks.
But I then found myself going, oh, what's on in real time?
Yeah.
And I watched Alison Hammond in Your Song.
Oh, how is that?
It's actually so cute.
Is it lovely?
It's so cute. So it's
I'll watch anything with her in it.
Me too. I love her. But it was like it's like the piano kind of.
Yes.
But obviously doesn't have the kind of real or otherwise spontaneity of the piano, i.e. the piano's wheeled into a train station and anyone can rock up, or at least that's how it seems.
That is the premise.
Full band, there's a full stage. But actually, I think you can let that go, and there's some really gorgeous moments in it. Yeah.
I feel like it's really sad though, as like two people who work in TV and actively lament the fact that, people aren't watching, and you fight to save it in terms of going out and doing like a great job, a good performance, trying your best, finding projects that are fun and different. Yeah. And then to not support it and watch it is so contradictory. We really should. Yeah. I mean, everyone's been bloody glued to the jungle. We can't exactly say that.
Sorry, we're going to talk about the jungle. We're going to talk about the jungle right after this. Okay, welcome back.
What in the world's been going on? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong?
That's where my brain's at today. A little bit of a stopping, start.
What in the world
going on?
Really are a triple threat, aren't you?
Oh, I really am. I really, really am.
You can do it all, lads.
Have you seen me jive?
I did, babes. Still for me, it's the Argentine tango.
Yeah. The Argentine tango. I literally, honestly, I feel like, sad as this may be, on my deathbed, I'll be like, whip up YouTube there, will you? Whip up YouTube. We have a look at that left leg. A look at that line.
It is a funny one, because there's part of us that is like so glad the Strictly element of my life is over, in terms of the anxiety, the stress, the fear I constantly felt. But I know there's a part in the back of my brain that's like, there'll be somebody new doing it in like 3 months and you will feel so peanut butter and jealous. Because I remember when I went and presented The Jungle the year after, I was just furious.
Were you?
Yeah.
So it was fury rather than...
I was.
So you were like, some bitch has come for my crown.
Well, I mean, the fact that Scarlett Moffat won it the year after and she was just like a more likeable, funnier version of me.
Shut up.
Was a really difficult pill to swallow. I was like, you couldn't have let a fucking fella have it.
Was that year on year?
Oh, babe, honestly.
I did not realise that they were so close together.
Very close. And I mean, God, she deserved it. She was absolutely great. But at the same time, I was just like watching everybody in there, and it's mad because when you're in the jungle, you are like, it's scary and the trials are hard and you're hungry and you miss home and you have no idea how you're coming across, which is such an uncertain element because you're so removed. I actually remember there was a lad there who had filmed Geordie Shore with me years before. Ross, he was called.
Cameraman, like.
Yeah, he's like in the production element somewhere. He's more of a producer, but yeah, I remember, and it was a familiar face because you don't see a lot of people. Yeah, okay. I remember being so happy to see him, and I was like, Ross, am I doing okay? Am I coming across all right? Can you just tell us? And he was like, I was mic'd up, I was going to do a trial, and he was like, I can't answer that question. And I was like, I know, sorry, I shouldn't have asked. And then he asked me a question and he was like, are you excited for this trial or whatever? And he was like, I was thinking you'd answer something like that. And he wrote down on his pad, "You're doing amazing and everyone loves you."
Oh my God, Ross!
I know. And he just showed me that. And like the gratitude I felt for him in that moment was unreal, because you just had no idea how you were coming across, and it was so scary. So yeah, even though there was all of those things happening when you're in there, it's the best experience of your life, Ange. It is the best experience. And then when I came back the next year to present it, I was out my comfort zone in an entirely new way.
Yeah, a different job altogether.
Totally different job. Yeah. I was definitely running before I could walk in terms of presenting. I wasn't ready for that. that responsibility, that role. But how do you say no?
Well, you can't say no.
You can't say no, you know? Sometimes you do just have to make a
learn
mistake.
on the job, or exactly that.
Yeah. So all that was going on, and I'm watching everyone in there like form friendships and get really skinny and lush, and I was just chinning all the craft catering like on the Marmite and cheese scrolls getting fatter and fatter, and I was like, I was just so jealous. I just wanted to be in there so much. It really symbolised like a very carefree time and happy time and
detached kind of.
Yeah, and like a time that it was like poignant and pivotal in terms of my career, and I'll always be grateful to it for that. But yeah, going back the year later was not the same.
Are you sad that you weren't in this particular series? South Africa, the lineup includes Adam Thomas, Scarlett Moffat is back in the house.
Get a lot of airtime the days I'm Moffat is.
Ashley Roberts, Gemma Collins, Mo Farah, and Jimmy Bullard. Is that how you say it?
Jimmy Bullard, yeah.
Bullard, and David Haye.
Oh, saving the little best till last time.
So a crew.
Do you know
Some goodies.
I will say, like on paper, that is an absolutely phenomenal,
it's a stellar lineup.
Phenomenal lineup of legends.
And sorry, that's how it works. It's like the kind of previous winners or iconic.
Previous everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So, little bit of gossip, and I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I actually met with them last year to talk about going back. And like, when I say the jungle has such an incredible place in my heart, like I wasn't meeting to just take the meeting.
Yeah.
I was meeting because I'm like, no,
let's go.
I would do this, you know?
Dodged a bullet, babe.
Do you think? I mean, everyone's talking about it. I couldn't do both. I couldn't do Strictly in that. And in the end, I opted for something I hadn't done before, something new. And when I was watching it, I was feeling like, again, you know, elements of jealousy and this, that, and the other. Having seen how it's all unfolded, I don't know if I would have coped. Like, I'm not the same girl I was like 10 years ago. Like, confrontation pretty much terrifies me now. And I think I would have been really uncomfortable. And like watching that, I watched quite a lot of it because I did some of the reporting on this morning for it. And I don't know, Ange, it just felt like, didn't feel jungly to me.
No, it didn't feel joyous at all.
No.
And like even last series, I think what has become, like aside from the trials, what has become the kind of appointment to view almost, or the reason that people fall in love is that kind of like the candid chats where people reveal things about themselves that you just there's never space to do on other shows.
Unlikely friendships as well.
I love that.
Like, do you ever remember I think it was like Tiny Temper and fucking Michael Burke became BFFs.
Honestly.
Like, who saw that coming? It was like a Alsatian
but
and a
even
duckling.
more recently, G.K. Barry and Reverend Richard Cole.
Yes, how can I forget
Do you know what I mean? Unlikely.
But that's what you want. You want to see your favourite celebs or, you know, famous faces.
Ruby Wax and Angry Gin.
Exactly. You want to see them in these like unusual situations. Like, yes, you want to see them with kangaroo bars in your mouth. But you also want to see them thrive and come out the other side and show you what they're made of. And this series for me was just, do you know what, mate? I felt like, and I'm sure they're all feeling this as well, but I just felt so defeated and sad about it. And I feel heart sorry for Adam. Watching his little face in that final broke my heart.
I know. He could hardly crack a smile. It was like,
he was so robbed of that happy moment. And listen, was I there? No. Do I know if there was a great edit? Absolutely not. Like,
but that was the accusation. If you haven't caught up, because it's literally everywhere, the tabloids are eating it up, because I suppose usually it is happy stories, maybe something, you know, silly happens that gives them a bit of fodder for a few days. But this has been like story after story after story. There was originally David Haye was getting all the headlines because of his comments about ugly birds.
What's your take on that?
Well,
because honestly, I'd learned everything I needed to know about David Haye when I found out he's in a fucking throuple.
We see, I interviewed on my chat show Una Healy.
Babe, so I love Una.
So do I. She's an absolute dreamboat.
Love Una. And I had her on my podcast, funnily enough.
I think she was duped into that whole
So do I. I don't think she had eyes wide open. I think there was definitely...
She was going on holiday. She was like, hang on, we're in oh fuck, what's this mean?
Exactly.
She said she had to Google throuple.
Oh, honestly, there's such an innocence to Una.
I love her.
I do too, mate. And honestly, like, she does not strike me as a woman who would walk into a throuple eyes open.
No.
Like, I definitely believe there was an element of deceit there to get her into that. And I think she bolted as soon as she fucking could.
Ran like the wind.
As she should.
But it took her a long time to shake that, and still it's...
Well, yeah, we're all still talking about it, you know what I mean?
So I think it was very difficult for her, actually, the fallout from it. And again, when she went in without any awareness of what might come out of that, really, I think it was hard. But David Haye, still with the woman, Sharon.
So is there just one now?
Yeah, I believe so. Certainly publicly, there's just one.
So he's one down for his throuple.
He's one down.
Oh, he'll be on the lookout.
Yeah. Applications open, gang.
I can't imagine that's a long
Ugly
list.
birds not welcome, apparently. What the? So he's a dickhead.
No, he likes it. He wants ugly bird chat, though. Is that right?
He wants ugly bird chat. So basically, I mean, it was very awkward to watch, right? Because I haven't sat down. I did watch the final because I was so intrigued to look at Ant and Dec and the just live telly and how that is handled.
I thought Ant and Dec handled it well, though. I will say this:
it is a very different tone to what they're used to. I think Ant got stuck in.
I do too. And I thought, go on, lads. Yeah. Someone told me he had to keep nipping off to have a vape in between the breaks because he was
I'm not surprised. Sunita bolted. Gemma Collins bolted.
Oh, and Sunita's gotten on absolutely every single daytime TV show now and talking about it, isn't she? I'm thinking, fucking hell, who's put 50 pence in you? She can't help herself, honestly.
But David Haye, right, so this is really before everything kicked off with Jimmy and Adam and David, right? And these things were going viral where he was like, asked about his girlfriend and they said, oh yeah, she's fab, but she's got a real ugly bird's personality.
And he meant it as a compliment.
He meant it as a compliment. And
misguided, David. Misguided.
I think ill-judged. And Scarlett was kind of like, you can't say that. So everybody knew they're like, you can't say that, but like nervously kind of laughing at the ridiculousness of him saying that out loud, even if he thought it internally.
But there was a lot of moments like that when David spoke.
Totally.
And I imagine being around him, I mean, he's a heavyweight boxer. There'll be an element of intimidation, even if he's not intending. It was what he did, yeah. I don't know if he still does. But yeah, he was a heavyweight boxer. Okay. And often, like, you find...
Life coach now, I bet.
Do you think?
It's given life coach.
There is
toxic life coach.
Out of everybody in the world, I would take life coaching advice from. He is very far down the list.
Pinch of salt.
Very far down the list. But yeah, I think like when you're in there, like athletes often get it wrong. If you want me honest opinion.
What, because they're so competitive?
Yes, there's nothing wrong with being competitive in there. Ultimately, it is a competition, but it's so much more than that. And like, I think what's really important to note is that it's a team effort. Yes, there's one winner at the end, but people watching at home want to see, like we mentioned, your connections, your bonds, your relationships. They want to see you carrying the firewood. They want to see you doing the dunny. They want to see you helping like the older woman who, or the older fella. Like they want to see human nature at its finest. And sometimes I remember I was in there with Chris Eubank. And I remember somebody said sort of something to him like, are you going to get out that fucking hammock and do any chores, mate? Like, are you going to help out? And he was like, I watch you all running around, emptying the dunny, bringing in the firewood, like pitching in camp essentially. And by the time it comes for the trials, you'll be tired. But I'm here conserving my energy and I'll be ready to go. And I thought, I can understand where your mentality has come from as an athlete, especially a boxer.
Rest, recovery is as important as training, yada, yada.
There's no... Like he doesn't even he's never had a team to think about, which is boxing to a T. It's a solo profession. So I understood where his mindset was at, but I was like, you've forgot totally what this show is. Yeah. It's us all coming together to make this experience fun and better. And, and I think also as well, it's just physically they're intimidating. And I think I could really see that same dynamic with David, the selfishness,
the stature and the kind of goad, and I like a little bit of...
she does like to poke the bear.
I like a gentle I like to kind of be like a little contrarian. I quite enjoy it.
A bit divisive, yeah.
Yeah, but I think...
In other news, fork found in kitchen.
What? I don't get it.
Well... Never mind. Let's move on.
I'm like, has that gone straight over my head? I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
It's been a long morning. Okay, back to David Haye. Let's pile on him instead of me. He basically said that his girlfriend had the personality of an ugly bird. And when they dug deeper, he's like, if a woman is beautiful since she was like young, she's never had to
develop other elements of her.
Yeah, but he wasn't so gentle in the way he positioned it. He basically said like an ugly bird like doesn't like has to work. Like they have to go and get you a drink. They have to like basically kind of serve you and make you laugh. And he was that kind of crude in the way that he described it, because I think a lot of people will recognize that on some level what he was trying to say was that maybe a woman that blooms a little later will have developed her personality more, or will maybe not have so it's a very fine line to tread. Like I think if you were gifted with beautiful looks and like came into yourself early,
I'm so nervous,
right? That maybe things feel very easy. People turn towards you when you enter a room. You don't have to learn how to sing for your supper or how to blend in or how to ingratiate yourself towards people.
What he was essentially trying to explain with all the subtlety of a fucking sledgehammer was essentially pretty privilege, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty. What he's trying to say is there are some people who have always been beautiful and attractive and therefore have never been forced to develop, in his opinion, other aspects to them, whether that be a great work ethic, a great sense of humour, like that ability to chat to a multitude of different people, to be a chameleon, whatever. And I believe your argument is also there's essentially some truth in that.
I think there is.
However, he's a fucking misogynist and I don't care what he says.
He's an arsehole. I think that's the truth of it. But
maybe there's a right message, wrong messenger argument going on there.
What is the message anyway? Like, it's nonsense, really.
I mean,
like what
reducing women down to being useful for one thing and good at another. Like,
get me a drink because you're a bit ugly.
It's all so crap. And I just think he is a bit of a crap fella.
Yeah. And I think he showed himself as that. So that was the beginning of his unraveling. And then he just became like, and they've been explicitly using the word bullying. He just went in on Adam, who he was in Strictly My Year, like loveliest guy.
I'm friends with the whole family, mate. I feel like quite protective.
Yeah. And he's got arthritis, which he's spoken out about. I think he was really struggling physically.
You would, mate. That's a naughty thing to be dealing with in there. I'm surprised he wasn't exempt from some of the challenges. He gave it his all.
But I imagine he just wouldn't have wanted to be exempt.
Agreed.
But then was trying to, I guess was hoping that people would read the room a bit and respond to his vulnerability, I suppose, in that moment. And David Haye just stuck the boot in, which all the women in particular, you could see the guys were like, oh God, uncomfortable. But he just stuck the boot in and it felt like it got uglier and uglier. And then Jimmy, side note, himself and Adam went to do a trial and it all went tits up because Jimmy was like, oh, hang on, I can opt out. I forgot that I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here now. The whole thing is that you can say that line and leave at any point.
I heard a rumour, and obviously this is purely allegedly, so I don't know how true this is. Please don't sue me. I'll come for my head on a spike, anybody. But that Jimmy had said like he just was there for the money.
He literally said it on the final.
Did he?
Live.
Right, okay, so fine.
And he said that I'm
not getting sued.
No. Yeah. And he said that because Ant and Dec were like, Ant or Dec said...
Well, that's what you do. Brilliant.
Basically said, what is it with footballers and contracts? Because he basically said, like, because nobody really wants to know that the reason there's a lineup of these shiny people is because they got a big fat paycheck.
I know.
But Jimmy's like, It's a job. We're all there for the money. And I knew that if I said it in that moment, I'd get my full residual, like I'd get my full paycheck. Had I done it elsewhere, I would have only got a percentage of it. So contractually, and he used some like contract terminology and everyone's sitting there going, just pretend it's fun telly, please. He's like, this is a job. This money means a lot to me and my family, which is also fair.
As a viewer, as a fan of The Jungle, I always think the most heartbreaking thing to sort of like work out is who is there because they've watched the show growing up with their mum and dad. They love it. They chat to their mates about it. They're a fan. They love Ant and Dec. They couldn't wait to do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And who was there because they had a big tax bill coming in Jan and they fucking didn't anticipate it. Yeah. And you can see a mile off like who falls into what camp. And I think there's always been that awareness as a viewer, but have somebody talk about it. So
it's very crass.
Isn't it? And like, it does take away some of the magic. And that's what I found from that final. Like, it was just everything The Jungle has never meant to be.
Because it's always been quite warm and fuzzy and jovial and like joyous. And I mean, honestly, I've just never... See, it was like maths, I imagine.
Babe, that's it.
Do you know what I mean? Like they're all... I thought someone was going to pull someone by the hair across the stage.
Honestly, I just feel...
And it wasn't cute. Like it wasn't fun kind of camp, dramatic, like infighting that you kind of know is produced and silly. It like just felt very...
Oh, it felt tense, mate. It felt tense. And all the stories that have came out since, like I just don't think Jimmy and David have done themselves any favours. And I hope anyone who's in there, like, you know, walks away from it fine with their head held high in terms of like Adam and all the girls, because I just felt like
they're amazing.
Such a shame. Like,
well, it's their experience and it's a once in a lifetime experience. Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, just an absolute disaster.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
Yeah, a disaster.
Honestly,
disaster.
But also they're talking about the fact that it's like a very old school vision of masculinity, with Adam maybe representing a kind of softer, new age, modern man, and how they collide. Actually, that we as women think, oh God, which one? And actually there's a real tension between those two camps where men are being pulled up on behaviour by other men who are like supposed to be blindly turning an eye or like... spicy.
If you look at it that way, Ange, because it's really insightful, then it is quite a scathing indictment about the state of society in general. There is this huge like manosphere, red mic man movement where you have your Andrew Tates and all of these type people like gaining traction and you know, becoming popular. And then it's really nice to know that there are men like Adam Thomas who are, you know, beautifully masculine in other ways, whether that be like supportive, brave, like quietly confident, like, you know, able to be friends with women and support and all the rest of it. And to see the fact that the misogyny vein of that argument fell flat, you know, and he actually won, I feel like that gives me hope in a lot of ways. Do I wish the vehicle that had got them there had been different and it hadn't been so traumatic and angry and confrontational? Yes. But ultimately, Adam winning gives me a real hope that, you know, whether it is just all women who voted for him or whether more men are coming around to this idea that masculinity doesn't have to be like a David Haye type thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's really gone.
Like,
doesn't have to be overtly like angry and, you know, confrontational. Maybe it can be different.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what my takeaway is.
I think that's pretty good.
I think that's actually quite a nice takeaway.
Yeah.
Did you know he won with something like 50% of the votes?
51%. And then Mo Farah was like 30 and then 20 for, was it Redknapp third?
Redknapp third, and then
Redknapp, some fella. I did the wheel with him once. He's a gas fella. He's literally like, what time are we clocking off? Gives me life. But like, actually, it was really interesting to see his discomfort because he was kind of like, oh God, he just did not want to be there at all at the end.
Such a shame, because it is such a lovely British institution and such a joy-filled show normally.
I do wonder if those reunion shows if it's proof that it kind of does, and I don't know.
What always held me back, Ange, from being like, yeah, definitely, is the way it's filmed. Like the fact that it's not public vote all the time. Like, you know.
Well, I think that would have squared things off quicker.
I think David would have been long gone, you know, and I think it would have eliminated some of the uncomfortability had you got rid of those confrontational and like inappropriate moments and characters. I think that would have made it better. I do think maybe they might have to have a little rejig with the format after this one.
So watch this space. You'd be going back as a legend.
No, I don't know. Honestly, mate, I'm fucking quite old and tired, you know.
I don't know. I think
honestly,
you could still do the, like, I'd be terrified of the rats.
I'm not scared of out like that.
I can kill a moth, no bother.
Can you?
Yeah, they just turn to dust.
Fair enough, babe, yeah.
Yeah, but that's as much as I've got in my locker.
I don't know. Watch this bit. Never say never. Never say never.
Never say never. Someone else who got a little bit of just desserts this week, another lad.
Go on.
Russell Brand.
So I have been really embarrassingly out the loop with this. He does make me very uncomfortable, and I think that's why I've chosen...
That's his flavour.
Yeah, I think that's why I've chosen to sort of remove myself from this a little bit.
Yeah.
But he was on Piers Morgan, is that right?
He was on Piers Morgan, who, listen, usually I would not be flying the Piers flag.
Listen, sometimes I got a bit of a soft spot. It's really bad.
Honestly.
It's really bad. I'm not proud of it.
He was very good. So basically, Russell, in and out of court, holding his Bible, referencing passages.
Clinging to religion when things are going wrong.
Well, hiding behind religion, whatever, because I suppose lots of people do turn to it, but it's like a decoy. It's
of course it is. It's look over here, look over here, look over here. Don't worry about the non-consensual sex over here. Like, what the fuck?
But also, yes, I did have sex with a 16-year-old when I was 30.
And also, as well, the fact that he openly admitted there was a real disparagement in terms of control, like power dynamic, you know? Yeah. I thought, like, you're inadvertently telling her that the accusations are true, but you're just hoping that by using your flowery language and extensive vocabulary that you'll dazzle all so much we'll overlook it.
Or bamboozle us.
Yeah, like it's cookie.
Yeah. But he went on Piers Morgan, which I was surprised by. And I imagine he thought he was more eloquent and more clever than Piers, who's a little straighter.
But ego is definitely his thing.
Yeah, totally.
As well.
But also I imagine most news outlets traditionally, he has lost the nobody wants him on.
I can't.
So Piers Morgan is like fiend for controversy. So boom, wheel him on you go. So Russell came out. There was a reference, Piers referenced his like clinging to the Bible on the stand. And he was like, what were you looking at exactly? And he said, oh, well, I was looking at a particular passage.
Solid impression.
Thank you. So he started foraging around in his unused fucking Bible for a passage from something that he...
Leviticus. I don't know any of the Bible. I'm sorry. That's really
one
bad.
of them. Yeah. Paul to the Corinthians. And he couldn't find it.
Not
so
for
he kept leafing through, and you know that paper's so thin in a Bible.
Oh yeah.
So it's like quite crackly. And it went on. The clip must be 2 minutes.
No, he's not.
Piers
desperately scrambling.
He just sits there and he's not desperate because he's clever enough to hide the kind of sheer panic. But he's like over and back. Is it that one? Exodus? No, not that one. Because he was trying to find this thing that would somehow make sense of his behaviour. Everything. And he couldn't find it. And so Piers just kind of waits, doesn't like any, do you want a hand there? Do you want to, it was just like
satisfying
tumbleweed, but like a beautiful moment of silence that allowed, a bit like the manosphere, like space enough to allow him to give him the rope and let him off. And so I think a lot of people got quite a bit of satisfaction about watching this man who has evaded justice. And in plain sight, like there's a lot of people who have been talking about it and pointing towards it for a very, very long time, and it's been hidden. And so somehow that kind of reckoning, despite his attempts to, kind of distract us with his Bible and his beads, kind of feels hearty.
Felt validating. I think as well, like for me, the Bible was written how many years ago?
Good for you.
It's like a couple of years ago. Do you know what I mean? It's not a recent release.
No, needs a bit of a refresh. New epilogue.
I just feel like if in a modern day judicial system, we are clinging to that as like a code of conduct, and like that's how you're validating your behaviour, you've already failed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're held to a different set of rules these days, and I don't know. I think he can do all the sparkle and all the wild vocabulary and fancy distraction he wants. I think the tables will turn, Ange.
I think they have already, babe. If you spotted a story, gang, that you think we should hear about, headlines, hot takes, or heated debates, do get in touch, please.
Yes, we want this podcast to be as much about you as it is about us too. The email is hello@getagriplove.com. The Insta is @getagriplove. And the WhatsApp, which we love receiving voice notes on, just a little FYI. It's a nice break from just our voices, isn't
Lovely.
it? The number is 07457411037. We'll be back every Thursday, so please hit that follow button so you don't ever miss an ep.
Now, we've had another 5-star review. A very cute comment. My only consistent podcast listen.
That's high praise.
High praise.
High praise indeed.
And 3 ginger hearts, which I'm going to take personally.
As you should.
As a compliment. I've been with the girls since day one.
Good.
I've got my boyf involved too, and he's now hooked as well. I find myself lolling away to their take on life and opinions on topics. Amazing listen. I've been fans of these ladies well before the podcast, and they were my reason to watch Strictly when they were on the show. Love you both, and keep being amazing from one of the gays who love the ladies. Oh,
honestly,
we love our gays.
I love the gays.
What should we, with the show upcoming, so we're in Crosswires, 3rd of July, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the girls are going to bring their bras and ditch them and donate them. More on that soon. What are we asking? Because we want the girls and the gays. Like, I know we talk about men not, like, we like nice men, I think it has to be said, and gay men mostly. Yeah. But like, what do we want them? Because I think they should keep their knickers on.
Oh, no, I think everyone should keep their knickers on at the event. What you do in your spare time is absolutely yours. But yeah, keep your knicks on at the event. Why can't they just bring a bra to donate?
Where would they get? Buy one?
They'd have to buy one to donate.
Or get them off their mouth.
Well, I just think we're all donating bras.
Fine, bras. We'll keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Write us a review, gang. They really matter, and share us around. You know, not in a euphoria kind of way. I don't know if that's even the thing. I just saw Sydney Sweeney in a dog lead.
Do you know what, Ange? For someone who's not familiar with the work, it was quite a fucking bang on reference.
Was it good?
Well
Great.
Done.
Look at me go.
Yeah, you're flat, you little Gen Z fucker.
Go.
You can comment on YouTube, Spotify, socials, or as Ange mentioned, share it with a friend. But remember,
it's 5 stars
or fuck off. Goodbye.
Bye.